Apple's long-rumored foldable iPhone, often referred to as the iPhone Ultra, may finally be approaching a real launch window. But a new leak suggests a major twist. Even if Apple unveils the foldable iPhone Ultra in September alongside the iPhone 18 Pro lineup, it might not be widely available right away. So how can both things be true? An on-time launch, but a delayed release for many buyers. The answer, according to a fresh report, is a staggered rollout. A staggered iPhone Ultra release US. First, other countries. Later, a new report from Australian outlet Channel News claims Apple could handle the iPhone Ultra launch in phases. The idea is simple. Start with the United States first, then gradually expand availability to other regions over the following weeks or even months. The report cites a Chinese supplier who allegedly points to several serious hurdles affecting the iPhone Ultra right now, including supply constraints, higher than usual production costs, pricing pressure testing issues tied to production models that have reportedly already been built. In other words, the foldable iPhone Ultra may be real, but Apple could still be fighting the kinds of manufacturing and quality control challenges that often come with first-generation hardware, especially something as complex as a foldable device. Limited stock at launch. Why the iPhone Ultra could be hard to buy. According to the report, Apple may still announce the iPhone Ultra in September, likely during the same event as the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max, but supply could be extremely limited at first. And here's the part that will matter to many buyers outside the US. The report claims allocations to markets outside America could be even tighter. That could push local availability back by as much as 2 to 3 months after the US launch. If this leak is accurate, you could see a scenario like this. September, iPhone Ultra launches in the US, very limited stock. October to December, gradual rollout to additional countries. Depending on supply, the report doesn't confirm which countries would get priority after the US. But it does suggest Australia may be at the back of the queue. A familiar Apple playbook, Vision Pro-style rollout. If Apple does a US first release for the iPhone Ultra, it wouldn't be unprecedented. Apple used a similar strategy with the Vision Pro. It launched first in the United States, then expanded later into additional markets such as the United Kingdom, China, Australia, and Canada. Of course, the iPhone is Apple's biggest product category, and a foldable iPhone Ultra would be far more mainstream than a mixed reality headset. But the rollout logic may still be the same. When supply is tight and the product is hard to manufacture, Apple may choose to focus on a single market first to control distribution, simplify logistics, and closely monitor early feedback. Why the foldable iPhone Ultra could be so expensive. Another reason a staggered rollout makes sense is the rumored price. Multiple reports have suggested the foldable iPhone Ultra could land somewhere around $2,300 to $2,500. That would put it in ultra-premium territory, potentially, far above even Apple's highest end iPhone Pro Max models. A price like that also signals something important. This isn't just a normal iPhone with a new name. If Apple truly ships a foldable iPhone, it's likely to include a radically different internal design, advanced materials, and far more complex engineering than a standard slab-style phone, and complexity is usually the enemy of high-volume supply, especially early on. The biggest technical challenges. Hinge and foldable display. Foldables live or die by two things, the hinge and the display. According to the report's overall claim, Apple has reportedly faced pre-production issues involving both the hinge mechanism, the foldable screen. That's not surprising. A foldable iPhone has to meet Apple-level expectations for long-term durability, minimal screen creasing, consistent folding tension resistance to dust and debris, thinness without compromising strength, reliable performance after thousands of folds, even. Minor issues during testing can slow down mass production, reduce yield rates, and limit the number of units that can ship at launch. What this means for buyers in 2026. Expect hype. Then await if Apple unveils the iPhone Ultra in September, but only ships meaningful inventory in waves. Here's what many customers may experience. Immediate sellouts in the US, invite-only or appointment-style availability in Apple stores, long online delivery estimates delayed. Pre-orders or later release dates in other countries, extremely limited quantities outside the US during the first months for international buyers. The biggest takeaway is this. The iPhone Ultra could be announced globally, but not truly available globally until later. The bottom line, September. Launch is possible, but global availability might lag based on this new report. The most likely outcome could be a split reality. Apple launches the iPhone Ultra in September, alongside the iPhone 18 Pro models. The iPhone Ultra ships first in the US with limited stock other regions. Receive it weeks or months later, potentially up to 2 to 3 months behind until Apple confirms anything. It's still rumor territory, but the logic behind a staggered rollout is believable given the challenges of launching a first-ever foldable iPhone, especially one expected to cost well over $2,000. If you're planning to buy the foldable iPhone Ultra, the best strategy may be simple. Be ready early, expect limited supply, and don't be surprised if your country gets it later than the US.